All right. Welcome to a special series that we're going to start up now. We've just decided that we're going to take up a random fan fiction that we found on the internet. Although Casey is going to come into it not knowing what it is, and I am going to have come in with a very brief skim. So hopefully we're going to find some great things in here. So there's going to be at least 4 characters in this. We have Daniel being portrayed by me, Helga being portrayed by Casey. I'm portraying Arnold, and Casey, is portraying Leela.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. So then here we go, Chapter 1 to High School Drama. Helga, babe, it's time. Make me feel amazing.
Helga gets onto the bed and takes Daniel's cock inside her mouth all the way for deep throat. She bobs her head up and down, licking it all over, swirling her tongue around the tip.
That is amazing. I love this so much. I mean, it's just the best feeling ever. God, it's great.
Helga gags and feels gross doing this, but she'd rather suck his cock than watch him cheat on her with some slut.
Oh, babe, I'm going to come. And he shoots his load down her throat, and Helga pops off his cock and gags and throws it up onto a napkin as she has ready. That was just a stream of just. Oh, babe, you need to learn to be a woman and just swallow. I'm your man. You have to do as I say. Oh.
Helga just nods and takes his cock back into her mouth, getting him hard again.
Okay, babe, my turn. Daniel takes some rope and ties her to the bed and pounds her hard for about 2 hours. I guess we're not going to have the description of that. I'm kind of glad. Where did we go?
Helga is in pain from the rough sex Daniel and her had. She doesn't like it rough, but Daniel doesn't care about her opinion. Helga goes home and cries herself to sleep.
Oh my god.
The next day, Daniel walks up to her in the hallway and pushes her into the lockers, kissing her in a possessive, dominant way. She just lets him kiss and feel her. She had given up on fighting as he would probably slap her.
See you tonight, babe. And maybe I might bring a friend to hang out. Okay?
Arnold notices her. Arnold notices her face and can tell something is wrong.
Why do you stay with him? He's not good enough for you, said Arnold angrily, taking her hand. Why don't we go to the movies Friday? As friends, of course, said Arnold.
I I can't. I just wish he'd go away, but I just have to deal with him until college,
Said Helga sadly. Helga walks away and starts throwing up into a hallway trash can.
What is wrong with me? I haven't been myself for a month and a half. I just don't know.
Helga says to herself. Later that evening.
Hey, babe, this is Crystal. She's this girl I hooked up with at a party a few weeks ago. She's bi-curious, so I thought it might be hot to see you two making out.
Helga looks at him with a disgusting look.
I will not kiss a girl. That is just wrong.
Said Helga angrily. Daniel goes up to her and slaps her.
Be a good girl and kiss her, and let me enjoy the show. Otherwise, I will just tell the whole school you're a lesbian. I guess that's a threat.
Yeah, because Daniel threatened.
You're a jerk, Daniel. I don't want this anymore. I'm out of here.
Said Helga as she starts to get up, but Daniel stops her and pushes her into a wall and kisses her neck. And as he's kissing her neck, slips his hand down her underwear.
Daniel, stop!
Helga begged.
Be a good girl. I'll just show you how rough I can be with you, and you'll bleed after. Oh my god, I'm done with you, screamed Daniel. Terrible.
Helga just starts to cry. Daniel laughs and slaps her.
Stupid bitch, you do as you say or I'll kill you. Oh my god! Come over here, Crystal. Daniel says, bringing her over and kisses her and says, "Is this girl hot enough for you to explore your curiosity?" asked Daniel. Mm-hmm. She's so hot, I can't wait to taste her, says Crystal seductively. She walks up to Helga and kisses her, but Helga pushes her off and screams, "Get off me!" Oh, sorry, I took your line. You can say it, don't worry.
Get off me!
But Crystal pushes her onto the floor and puts her weight on Helga and kisses her neck hard.
Meanwhile, Daniel takes off his pants and boxers and starts to play with his cock, slow stroking it as he watches these two hot women make out.
Crystal starts moaning and Helga panics. Panic is spelled with a K, apparently. She can't go through with this.
Please, Crystal, don't force yourself on me.
Crystal stops kissing Helga's neck and says,
Daniel, I can't. She's just not into it. She's not a lesbian and she sure isn't bi. She has this disgusted look on since we started. Since Crystal truthfully trying to help her get out of forcing herself on a woman.
Daniel laughs.
Oh, Crystal, you better convince her it's not the end of the world. It's just a kiss. I will not expect more babes. Come on, it's a little fun, said Daniel.
Crystal looks down at Helga and can see the tears coming from her eyes slowly.
Helga, I'm sorry, but I can't do anything. He will hurt us if we don't do this. Crystal whispers in Helga's ear, but makes it look like she's kissing it.
Helga realizes it's just better to get it over with and decided to just let it happen, and maybe she can figure out how to get rid of Daniel before he forces something worse or decides to take her from behind again. Helga puts her hand around Crystal's neck and kisses her slowly, and even lets out a moan as they kiss. Daniel masturbates, and when he's finally ready to come, he says,
Crystal, come here, babe.
Crystal stops kissing and gets up and walks over and gets down on her knees and starts sucking Daniel's cock, and then he shoots his load in her mouth, and Crystal swallows without a problem.
So good.
And that is the end of chapter 1. So, I guess we can just fucking read the second chapter, get 2 chapters in this.
Let's do it. Fuck yeah.
Daniel isn't at school the next couple days, and Helga has come to peace and quiet.
Has some peace and quiet in her life.
Fuck. Helga has some peace and quiet in her life. She knows he's just at home fucking some random sluts he met at a club during the past weekend. She remembers a month ago that night she cheated on Daniel with Arnold and how the sex wasn't rough and animalistic. At the time they were both a little bit vulnerable. Arnold and Leela were fighting as usual and decided to be together but see other people to enjoy sex with others. And in Leela's case, she experimented with girls, which to most guys, they'd be all for it, and Arnold just shrugged it off. But the night they had sex seemed so long ago, they never spoke of it. Flashback.
Helga, when are you going to end it with Daniel? He's no good for you. He treats you worse than an animal in the wild being forced to mate.
There's nothing I can do, Arnold. He won't take no for an answer. He claims me saying no is wrong and a man's right to fuck me, and he won't let me break up with him.
Helga.
Within seconds they are kissing. The kiss turns passionate and sloppy, tongues dueling for dominance, but Arnold stops.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
No, I want this as much as you do.
Then what are you stopping for?
I don't want it to be a one-night thing.
That's all it can be for now.
He hesitates, but kisses her again. Slowly they take each other's clothes off. When he enters her slow and gently, it feels a lot better. It feels like how it should, not rough and rushed from behind in a submissive position. But in the missionary, just as submissive, but a lot more sensual and loving. When he takes himself out of out after releasing his load inside her. Well, they're wearing protection? That's not good. She decides she wants to go again, so she takes his dick in her mouth and sucks it back to... Okay, I want to take no. I don't think that's just how that happens. I'm pretty sure he needs a recuperation time. What? Oh my. Maybe I'm inexperienced. So she takes his dick in her mouth and sucks it back to hardness. Then she rides him a little rough, but in... What? But in a steady pace?
So instead of in a, it's just inna. Inna is one word.
Daniel never let Helga. Daniel never let Helga ride him because it was too dominant for the female. He believes females are not meant to be dominant, but stupid and innocent baby machines. Holy shit! They say their goodbyes and sadly depart ways. End of flashback. This is the third chapter, and this is where it ends. All right, guys. We're at the final chapter already. Apparently, this was a very short-lived experience. I hope you're all maintaining your composure as well as we are, as we delve into the deep psychological and sociological issues between the lover of Helga, Arnold, and Daniel.
And Leela. Can't forget about that fucking side hoe.
Yeah, poor Leela at the most. She hasn't even gotten a single line. Okay. Almost 2 months have passed since Helga and Arnold had their secret affair. Arnold may not be in a committed relationship, but Helga knows Daniel would beat her black and blue if he ever found out about that passionate night of multiple sessions of sex.
September 1st was the best night of my life. I just hope Daniel never finds out. It was now October 7th, and Helga was sick all morning, which was not normal. She felt fine and didn't have a fever. Maybe I have food poisoning. The weeks go by, and it's now November 7th, and Helga still is getting sick almost every day. She decided to pay a visit to the local urgent care. They asked for a urine sample. She's wondering why, but then they came in, and the nurse says, "You're a little over 9 weeks pregnant." Helga is shocked and scared. The nurse hands her a card for a local obstetrician. "It has to be Arnold's. It just has to be. I mean, we didn't use protection, and we did it almost all night." She decides to tell him it's his right. She will get rid of it if he asks. She will have the baby and give it up to a wonderful couple who may never have kids, or if possible, be a happy family with Arnold. Helga drives over to Arnold's house. She lets herself in because his grandparents are elderly and don't leave their own private area much. She goes to knock on the door, but before she knows it, she hears moaning. She opens the door a little bit to peek inside to see Arnold on his back, eyes closed, and Leela sucking his cock like it's the best thing in the world. She closes it quietly and knocks when suddenly she hears, "I need to see who it is, Leela. Can you stop? I never asked for you to do this." Leela pops off.
Oh, it's Leela's line. It's you.
You sure seem to enjoy it. Why the fuck would you say that?
He ignored her and goes to the door after putting on his pants and leaving his shirt off. He opens the door.
Oh shit, Helga. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong voice. Oh shit, Helga, I'm glad you're here. We need to talk. But they both end up saying, "We need to talk" at the same time.
Arnold leads her to the second living room and closes the door.
So me and Leela aren't together. She just came over and decided to be a slut. She's drunk. I can I can smell it on her breath.
Well, I'm pregnant. ...
And that's the end of the fucking story. That's literally the fucking end of the story.
What a stunning conclusion. Truly, truly riveting material. I really I think Arnold's character was really well developed. I feel like he really knew what he wanted in life, and he didn't really let anybody stop him. He really knew what he wanted.
The real person in the story who knew what they wanted was Helga, because she knew she wanted to be away from Daniel's abusive clutches.
Yeah, that's totally messed up. Like, being totally serious here, guys. If you're in an abusive relationship, seek help. It may be hard at the times, but you have to be strong in yourself and know that you are worth something more than what that abuser says you are. I believe in you. But anyways, this was a fun experiment. Hopefully we'll get to do this again. I wanna jump. We wanna grab probably a handful more and just kind of. We'll probably grab a handful and then cycle through them, and then we'll just pick some of our favorites. This one seems a little bit rough. We might have to have a disclaimer at the very beginning there. So a lot of violence and abuse, which again I'm gonna reiterate is not cool. Don't be an asshole. And so, let's see you.